I've been getting a lot of messages and stuff from people, and I thought I would take a second to kind of discuss the current state of the hobby again. Obviously, a long time before I ever came into the Stomper hobby, there were guys that did customs and restorations and collected originals and different things like that. So there's room for everybody. And from what I've been told, there's past splits in the hobby. People that used to be close friends, and they split up over people doing customs and different things like that. So it's not really a new thing. The difference now is that we have enough new guys coming in that they're having a hard time getting mint condition original Stompers for $20 like they used to be able to. So people are resorting to doing restorations now. Well, when they want to do a restoration, there's absolutely no supplies out there. So you have to make it all yourself somehow, and it ends up being expensive to get started up doing these things. So I myself like to do customs now and then. I consider myself a bit of a purist. I love original Stompers. I don't really collect a lot of other people's customs, but every now and then I will dig through my parts bin and I'll put something together for fun. And it's enjoyable and it's relaxing, and I usually try to make it unique enough that it stands out. I've done Rat Fink, Evil Knievel, I've done Demolition Derby cars. I mean, just whatever strikes my fancy that week. In doing so, I've picked up a few little techniques along the way. I've learned some things from YouTube videos and different things, and basically I figured out good ways to do stickers for Stompers, and hardly anyone else has ever really offered any to anyone else. We've had to use Hot Wheels, water slides, and different things like that, and just make do. So the problem is when you make restoration supplies, it's going to make some people mad. Now, I understand their concerns, and I completely agree that if you spend $300 or $500 on a Stomper on eBay and it shows up and you find out that it has 3D printed rims, 3D printed light bars, reproduction stickers, and all these sorts of things, you're going to be upset. So I've done a few things to make them stand out where you can find that they're reproductions. I've also put all of my secrets onto the Stomper Museum group and on YouTube on our channel, so that people will be educated. Now, I'm not responsible for what people do with these. If they put these stickers on their Stomper and they sell it to somebody and don't tell them, that's not my fault that they are dishonest. So I want people to quit pushing that on to me. I am making these stickers in a high gloss, so most Stompers that do have stickers, they're a matte finish or like a satin. There are a few that are gloss, but I also make the fonts just a little bit different, sometimes just a little bit bigger. I'll make the colors just a shade off, things like that. So they should stand out for the most part. And anyone that wants to know before they bid on something, if they're concerned, they can post it on the group and say, are these original stickers or reproductions? And I'll do my best to zoom in on them and tell you the truth. Now, that brings me to the next thing. I've been getting bashed a little bit for bringing these to the public and selling them on my website. And it's a bit aggravating because I'm not on the group that allows these sorts of comments. But a couple of things that I would like to add for people to think about when they go over there and they read these things. Number one, the group named itself the Restoration Society. You would think that they would be happy when Stomper restoration supplies are made public. But instead, they tried to bully you. They messaged me nasty things telling me, basically just bullying. So I think it's sad that a group that totes itself as being the oldest group and it's the Restoration Society and all these sorts of things actively attacks restoration. Another thing that I feel is a little ironic anyway is that one of the guys that's the biggest complainer in the hobby that brings the most negativity to the hobby is complaining that we are making fakes. Every time he comments, he says we're making fakes. Now, my first thought was, isn't it ironic that a guy that has a fake name on Facebook is the biggest complainer about fakes? I mean, has anyone else ran that through their mind? I think that's a bit funny. So you've got a guy that hides behind a fake name, starts up groups every 3 months, and then pulls the plug on them, shares a bunch of posts, and everybody gets everybody involved, and then deletes it all, and is completely. I mean, he's had some nice stuff, and every time you post that you bought a Stomper for $300 or something like that, he'll say, I bought mine for $20. So it tells me that this guy's bought a lot of stuff cheap back before the boom. So apparently it's an investment. I'm trying to be as nice as I can here, because most of the complaints I see over there are people complaining that what I'm doing is going to hurt the value of the originals. So they're concerned about the money and the value. They're planning on one day selling this stuff, I guess, to retire. So they're concerned that their $300 Stomper is going to be affected because we are restoring some clunkers out of our junk bin. I think that's sad also. So I just thought I would put some thoughts out, since I can't defend myself on the posts when they attack me and things like that. People have sent me screenshots, and I thank you for having my back over there. I've seen some people defend them. Even some purists had good things to say about them. And I think that the one thing, completely across the board, whether you're for restoration or against it, that we all can agree on, is that we don't want to have them so close to the originals that we can't tell. So I'm working hard to make sure that they are close enough that we can be satisfied with them in our collections, but different enough that we'll be able to spot them. Because one day, if we pass away and our wives sell all our Stompers, she's not going to know anything about them. They don't care. So they're going to post them on there for sale, and we're going to be bidding on them thinking they're original when they're not. That's the one thing we all can completely agree on. The only difference is that some guys think about themselves more than they think about the hobby. I'm trying to promote the Stomper hobby. They're trying to promote themselves. So I just wanted to put out a video discussing it a little bit. This is all off the top of my head. I don't have any speech written down. I'm not that good at public speaking. But I just wanted to put out and let people know that this stuff does get on my nerves. I want to let people know that I'm not going to do anything that's going to hurt the hobby. If anything, restoration supplies are going to help the hobby. And they're going to bring a lot of Stompers that would have been cast off because the tampos are gone, but now they'll be able to be used as a custom or whatever. So I'm not saying you have to like it. I'm just saying I'm not going nowhere. I've been through this before. A little bullying isn't going to bother me. The guys that don't like it can leave the Stomper Museum. That's the easiest thing if it makes them that upset. But if you look forward, how progress works, I would say within the next 5 years, the guys that are complaining now, they'll be gone. You won't hear nothing else from them. And all of the guys that enjoy doing restorations and things like that will be the regulars. So my advice is get over it. Don't worry about what I'm doing with my Stompers, and try to enjoy your hobby. That's the point of a hobby. It's not for nitpicking. It's not for negativity. There's always going to be drama. Always. There's always somebody getting butthurt. But I'm just saying, get over it. It's a waste of your time, and it's a waste of mine. I thank everyone for listening. I thank you for being part of the Stomper Museum. It's your group as much as mine. Unfortunately, I have to make the hard decisions. But if we all pull together and we post our Stompers and we talk about Stompers and the 80s and all the fun stuff and leave all the bullshit outside on Facebook, our lives will be a lot better. I'm to the point, I come to Facebook, I get on the Stomper group, I get on a bicycle group, things like that, hobby groups and such, and I don't even look at my news feed because people are arguing about if you should wear a mask or not, and COVID-19, and who's getting elected and all that. And there's not a damn thing you can do about any of it. It's a waste of your breath, waste of your energy, and you've wasted all that time. And on your deathbed, I guarantee you'll be wishing that you could get those hours and hours you spent over there being upset over if somebody wore a mask or not, or any of this other, who got elected, or whatever. So anyway, sorry to rant. Appreciate your time. Hope you enjoyed the video. Again, you don't have to like it, but I think it's here to stay, bro.